What's up, y'all? It's Jordan here. Y'all, what's going on? Just put these all in a nice little pile here. Okay. Y'all, so today I want to make a, y'all know they're super popular. They're little wreaths that are just small. Some people hang them on their cabinets. Some people just want a wreath this big. This is I want to say this was supposed to be a 14-inch grapevine, but I got 12-inch grapevines. So this is a 12-inch grapevine. Just really small. I think you can get this at one of your craft stores. I think DecoExchange, the smallest one that they sell, is 14 inches, if I'm not mistaken, because I've never seen 12 inches on their website. But this one's 12 inches. So I want to work with some eucalyptus and some lamb's ear. I love this lamb's ear. I believe I got this, I want to say either at Walmart, or it may have been the at-home store. And the reason why I like using stems like this is because I can cut these into smaller pieces, and that way I can intermingle it with my other eucalyptus. So I'm going to see if I can pull y'all up just to make sure that we're good to go. It says I got a few viewers on, so I just want to make sure that I'm good to go, okay? Yep, we are good to go. Okay, so I bought 3 bunches of this eucalyptus. This is one of my favorites to have all the time. I love having a greenery like this. I also like a stem that's a pushable, and by pushable I mean something that you can move up and down and make it a little bit tighter, a little bit more airy if you wanted to. So I love that. I did get this from DecoExchange. It's PF172301. Okay, but this is a nice little bush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get 7 stems out of this. So I already pre-cut 2 of them. I've pre-cut 2 of them because I don't know how well this is all gonna fill in once we add this, and then we go in and add our lamb's ear. Okay. So I'm just gonna trim these stems, and if I had a glue pot it would probably be easier, but y'all, I'm a glue gun person. I love my glue gun. I really don't have the space for a glue pot to kind of dip stuff in. Okay, and what we're doing is we're going to start following a pattern. So I want all of my stems to go in this direction, in a clockwise direction. I don't want them going counterclockwise. So what I mean by that is every stem that we're going to add in is going to be like this. So we're going to start going off onto the left-hand side, working to our left-hand side of that first stem we stuck in. Making sure to trim those stems down. And I'm also not putting the greenery in there too tight, because remember, we're going to add this lamb's ear in there as well. But I want to do the eucalyptus first, and then we're going to go in with our lamb's ear. Lamb's ear and eucalyptus wreaths are really popular with the farmhouse trend. So notice when I'm placing this greenery in there, y'all, I'm not just stabbing it straight in there. I'm angling my greenery just at a slight angle. I'm going to show y'all just like this. And I'm just coming in between some of that grapevine. Okay. Y'all, tomorrow it's Tuesday, February 1st. So February 2nd, we're supposed to be getting like an Arctic blast. Not too happy about that, because we all know what happened last February. February 2021. Just coming in, and we're going to add in our eucalyptus. And notice how it's starting to really fill in that wreath. Look how pretty that looks already. And they're all going the same direction. You always want to make sure that on a wreath like this that it's all going in the same one direction. Good morning, y'all. Yesterday I was working really hard on some gift baskets for Valentine's Day, y'all, and I literally almost cut the tip of my thumb off. So if you see me flinch a little bit, that's what it is, because I'm really trying to be careful with it. So, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a big old cut right there on my thumb. So I'm just trying to make sure that my stems are nice and small. That way they're really not going through the back of this grapevine wreath. And that way they're not poking anything either. So notice, like my grapevine wreath, all of this back here is clean. Now there are some pieces that did fall off, but that's okay, because if we need to, we can use those as a little bit of a filler just to glue them in there. So I'm on my last, one of my last pieces of eucalyptus. Okay, so y'all, that's what we have so far. Look how pretty that is. I love the way that looks. And next, we're going to take our lamb's ear. And I'm just going to cut up 2 stems to begin with, because I'm not sure if I'm going to need all of it. Now, when I say cut up my stems, I want to be able to get 1, 2, 3 picks out of that. 4 actually. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 out of that one little piece. 5, 6. Cut that one up as well. Okay, so now following the same direction of our eucalyptus. Going to come in and start placing those pieces. So at about so in between every stem of eucalyptus, that's where I'm placing some lamb's ear. Kind of lifting that up. You know, I love the mixture of lamb's ear and eucalyptus. And go in between those two stems, and that's where I'm placing my lamb's ear. And this one, I'm actually going to cut up into a smaller piece. Just coming in between those eucalyptus stems, pieces that we stuck in there, and then coming in with our lamb's ear right in between those. So you're really getting a big bang out of your buck for those lamb's ear, because I've only used about maybe 1.5 stems, and you know, look at all the stuff I still have, these little pieces. Now what I do recommend is, if you're going to use a larger wreath than what I'm doing this on, definitely keep these stems a little bit longer. So if you're going to do something like this, I would definitely keep this about half, cut this in half, either 2, or if it was even a larger one, I would just use this one whole piece right here to stick in there with some greenery. So, this is what we have so far. So we started out with that 12-inch grapevine. If you wanted to, you could use a 14-inch, and you can go larger. It all depends on how much supplies you have. This one was a 12-inch one, and we've already used 2 eucalyptus sprays and 2 lamb's ear sprays. Now I do have some pieces left over, some little pieces. And I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to cut up this third one, because there are some gaps in between some of those leaves that I do want to fill. Okay, so when I'm choosing my florals, y'all, I taught this last night in the creative coaching group, and I figured I might as well show y'all. Do you see the difference in those two stems right here? They are literally the exact same thing, but what I did was I pushed up all of my pieces of greenery so that way they're a little bit closer together and it's a little bit more compact. So whenever you're buying your florals, y'all, always make sure that you're able that we call these pushables, that your flowers or stems pieces can be moved up and down, and that your stems are all wired. Okay, like this, that way I'm able to mold it and shape it to whatever direction. If I need it to go right, it's going to go right. If it needs to go left, it's going to go left. Okay, if I need it pointing downward, it's going to point downwards, and point it upwards, it's going to do that. So just make sure when you're looking and buying your florals that you're looking at that to see if it's a pushable and that your stems are all wired. So I'm really just trying to find some little empty spots here and there that might need some eucalyptus. And once again, I'm just pushing that up to make it a nice, fuller, little tighter bundle. So right here where my finger is, y'all, there's a big gap right there that doesn't have anything in it. So I'm just taking that greenery, that eucalyptus, and now look how well I've filled in that little hole right there. Okay. And I'm making sure that when I'm adding this, that I'm following the exact same pattern as when I first put my eucalyptus in. A little bit of lens here, because I'm noticing that there's a spot right here that really doesn't have any lamb's ear. Right in between there. Another piece right in there. Okay. I'll move some of these lamb's ear leaves up to the front. Okay. Now I do have some pieces that were just left. I want to go ahead and glue those in as well, just to fill in just a little bit of gaps that I have. Now I am making sure to get some of that grapevine on these. That way it attaches to the grapevine and not just the other stems of greenery. Okay. Okay, so y'all, look what we created. Look how pretty this eucalyptus and lamb's ear wreath is. I absolutely love this. Now, if you wanted to, you could hang it just like this, if you wanted to. Or you could stick a bow on it right in the front. But I want to create like a little hanger for that. And I'm actually going to use my favorite ribbon, which is my cabana stripe ribbon, which I do get at DecoExchange. And I want to make just a nice little loop. Just something like that. So I want that to hang down. Get my other scissors. I'm not going to use the scissors I cut myself with, y'all. Okay. So that's exactly what I want. And I'm just going to kind of pinch that and run that with each other just so I know exactly where I want my simple little bow to go. So we are going to make a little bit of a bow. Let's start off with, let's see, a 6-inch tail. Y'all, that hurts. Eight-inch loop, pinch and twist. 8-inch loop, pinch and twist. Okay. Actually, okay. So I am going to use 2 zip ties. Right here, I'm going to put one right in the middle of my bow in the back, and then wrapping that other zip tie right straight down the middle of that bow. Making sure my loops are okay. Yep. Going to dovetail those ribbons. Next, I'm going to get a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to create just a little ring . And you see how we have our ribbon tail just like this. I'm taking that little ring that we created and I'm going to put it right in the back of that. Making sure to bunch that all up. And how we have a zip tie on that bow. So now we've got our nice little hanger that's secured in there with our zip tie. and I cut off that first front part of that of that ribbon tail, because I still have this little piece right here, and all I want to do is I want to put some glue on top of that zip tie where that bow is tied together. Kind of tuck that in under. So I always try and make sure that when I'm doing something like this that I have about maybe like an inch or two worth of ribbon hanging above the top, because one piece I am going to cut off, but the other part I am going to bring it to the front and cover up that zip tie. Okay. So now if you wanted to hang this on your cabinet, you could use, let's say, like a command hook in the back of the cabinet on the inside and run this loop towards the back so it's not visible. Even if you wanted to put it on your door or wall, you'll look how pretty that looks on there. And if you made this yourself, I'm pretty sure your friends would be like, "Oh, where'd you buy that?" You made that. Look how pretty that looks. Okay. So y'all, I absolutely love this wreath. I think it's perfect for, like I said, your cabinet doors, or maybe you want something on your front door that's not overpowering. This is perfect for that. And the ribbon options are so versatile. Like you can choose to use like the burlap like I did, or if you want to, you can make different ones of these every season. Just take them off and then make a new one every season if you want spring, summer, fall, Halloween, 4th of July. The other thing that's really cool about this is you can do the bow like this, or you can put a regular bow right in the middle if you wanted to. But yeah, that's really pretty. Look how pretty that looks. Okay. So, that's actually all I have for today. I really hope you enjoyed this. I want to go over what we used again. We used a 12-inch grapevine, 3 eucalyptus bushes, and 2 lamb's ear stems, and maybe about 2 yards worth of ribbon to create this, and our hot glue and our wire cutters. But y'all, this is super pretty, and you really can't see a lot of the grapevine, but that's okay because your main focal is all of the eucalyptus. Okay, so y'all, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.